everybody, welcome to Strumming with Christopher. I'm Christopher Gallegos with Monterey County Free Libraries, Gonzales branch. So last episode we talked about seventh chords, which are similar to a major bar chord. Those are major, seventh is. And the seventh chords allow us to talk a little bit about the 12-bar blues. So what is a 12-bar blues? Well, really, the chords are not that important. They're very, very similar to the 1-4-5 progression that we learned, which is the kind of that classic old-school rock progression. But the amount of times you play each chord is structured. It's a little bit different. So, assuming that we've been practicing our seventh chord shapes, which the example I showed you last time is what we're going to use today. So that's the A seventh chord, which in this case is our 1 chord. And then there's the D seventh chord and the E chord, right? So the chord that bars all 5th fret, and then 5th fret, not the low E, and then down to 7. So we learned that last episode, those 3 chords, just for that example. And again, like any bar chords, you can move it around, but the chords are not as important as how many times we play each chord. So what is a bar? Well, in written music, you usually see it as a series of kind of like backslashes, and each slash represents 1 beat. So 1 bar is 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 12 bars would be a total of, 48 beats, right? So a 12-bar blues always follows the same kind of pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to launch right into it so you can hear it, and I'm going to count. Okay, and I'll talk you through it. So, starting with this A seventh chord shape up here, 5th fret, we're going to play this. We're starting the 12-bar blues. It's going to be the first 4 bars, so basically 16 beats. So it's going to be, and don't worry too much about strumming, just be loose and relaxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, down to the D7 for 8, so 2 bars, 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. So remember, in this case, in the key of A, your 1 chord is going to be the A seventh chord. Your 4 chord is going to be the D chord. And your 5th chord is going to be the E7. Fret 7, this A 7th barred chord shape. And so, without going off into a tangent, 1-4-5, and I may have explained this in the 1-4-5 video, just refers to the 1st, 4th, and 5th notes in a major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So you don't have to worry too much about that music theory as long as you know that little box shape that we've already learned. So the key of A, it's A to D to E. Same anywhere you go. G, same thing. A is always good because it's in the middle of the guitar and you can see it when I'm recording pretty well. So first 4 bars of a 12-bar blues would be your 1 chord. Okay? And then you would go into 2 bars or 8 beats of your 4 chord. And then you go back to 8 more of your 1 chord. And then you do 4 of your E. 4 beats of your D, and then back to 8 to end it up. Okay, so real slow. So bar 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift down to that D7 for 2 bars, 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to your 1 one chord for 8 more beats, 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here's a little change. Your E, which is your 5 chord here, for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4 to your D for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you end it with 2 more bars, 8 beats of your 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let me play that a little bit faster without the counting and the singing. I just want you to get an ear for it. You don't even have to say, oh, I have to master this. It's just for you to have familiarity with the style and a real basic example of the style, okay? So let's do this. 12-bar blues, key of A. A7, D7, E7 chord. And just listen to the rhythm and listen to the changes if you can, okay? And I won't count in my head. So why is this 12-bar blues important? Well, again, basic familiarity with that structure. You'll hear it in a song as short as 2 minutes. You'll hear it in a long song, 8, 9 minutes, but it will always cycle through that series of chords for 12 bars. So I can't tell you how many bars are in a typical song, but say it's a 5-minute song, right? You might have that cycle of the 12 bars going over and over and over the whole length of the song. And that's kind of the rhythm in blues, right? So you would have your guitar or your piano or even a bass kind of playing around those notes. You'd have that going in that kind of, I guess, rhythm cycle. And that would create the backbone for your blues song. That would create the rhythm. Okay, so just to make it make a little bit more sense in a guitar context, I recorded myself playing a 12-bar blues, just a real short segment. So I can show you, for example, the minor pentatonic scale we learned. And of course I'm going to do some other stuff because I kind of have a feel for it. But you'll see me using the pentatonic scale a little bit. I'll make up a blues solo. And I'll be playing here the thing I recorded. And I'll show you kind of how the rhythm sets you up to have instruments playing a solo. That's what a lot of blues is about. It's just that basic 12-bar blues going, and then you have different instruments making up melodies, right? So let's try this out here. Something like that, right? So the 12-bar blues, just think of it in terms of, well, when I'm listening to the blues, what am I hearing? Well, a lot of the times you're going to hear those 3 chords kind of cycling in this 12-bar format. So you'll hear, for example, whatever key you're in. Say you're in the key of G, you'll hear the first 4 bars or 16 beats would be that G7. Some bar chords there because one of the strings went out of tune when I soloed. So yeah, improvisation, right? But anyway, I just wanted to give you all an idea of what a basic 12-bar blues would sound like. And the guitar is a perfect instrument for the blues, but we're just kind of getting at the concept. So I want you to start thinking in terms of, well, I know bar chords, I know 1, 4, 5, I know 7th chords, I know minor pentatonic. So it opens up some possibilities for you to not only listen to music differently, but to also start trying some stuff out on your own. And if you want to try out what I did too, if you have a way to record, say on your phone, voice recorder, something like that, you can play the 12-bar blues in any key you want, and then think about, well, say I play in the key of G, then I can do that. I can start playing around with that minor pentatonic scale shape that I know too. A little more complicated than that, but it's a good start and gives us a basic familiarity with the blues and kind of the major rhythm style you hear in blues music. Anyway, great to see you all again, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.